Welcome back. I'm MTG Joe. We're here with our next installment on the budget build series. This one will be building towards Esper Stacks or Esper Dance of the Mance. So basically that deck is a 3-color deck which is looking to use the card Doom Foretold to make your opponent sack all their permanents while we sack kind of cycling artifacts, and then you get everything back with the spell Dance of the Mance, ideally casting it for 6 so they all become 4/4s. So it's kind of a creature sacrifice lock kind of deck. So this is what we'll eventually build towards. This particular version is the budget version. So what we did with, similar to the Golos build series, the budget version will have about 10 rares across the lands, everything like that. What I'm trying to do now as well is include some of the free cards that you get with the new player experience decks. So this particular list at first looks like it has 12 rares, but in reality it's 9 that you're adding. So to walk you through the list itself, we're basically playing around Doom Foretold. So at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life, you draw a card, you gain 2 life, and you create a Knight token with Vigilance, and then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. So basically you're trying to keep enough things on your side of the library where your opponent basically has to sack their spells each turn. Like their creatures, planeswalkers, anything like that, anything non-token. So this first version of the list, I'm building it as black-white because the core of the deck will be a black-white deck. The blue splash is usually for Teferi and Dance of the Mance. So what we have in the 1-drop slot, and kind of the theme what we're doing is I'm trying to use kind of like afterlife threats to fulfill the sacrifice aspect, but then still retain the token afterwards that we can attack in with. So in the 1-drop slot, we got 2 Disfigures versus early aggro, 4 Duress versus kind of the control matchups, Golos, kind of, it's a pretty flexible card at this point here. I'm using 4 Orzhov Enforcers, so this is one of the afterlife effects. I like this one over the Vigilance black-white one. 1 from casting cost color. 2, the Death Touch can be a way to keep your opponent from attacking into us. So it gets rid of some of the bigger creatures in terms of a trade. So it could stall them out so we can get Doom Foretold, and then when you sacrifice it, you get a Spirit afterwards that we can attack our opponent in. The cycling element of the deck comes from Golden Egg and Guild Globe. So both of these are artifacts for 2 mana that enter the battlefield. We draw a card. So the Golden Egg will allow us to filter to sacrifice to fix our mana, and then we could sack it with 2 mana to create a Golden Egg. Oh, sorry, you sacrifice it to gain 3 life. So in and of itself is a food token. The Guild Globe basically cycles and can filter our mana if we need the colors. We have a couple double white, double black spells with a somewhat budgety mana base, so it's a way to kind of fix our mana. In the 3-drop slot, I have Plaguecrafter as a way to deal with planeswalkers. We're not playing Murderous Rider in this particular version due to budget constraints, so we're looking for an alternative here. So this is a way we could kind of force. It is a way, hopefully with Doom Foretold, that you have enough in terms of like the stack that you can hit their planeswalkers. This is good against like Jeskai Super Friends or kind of the slower decks. What is bad against is like Golos Field, where they'll just sack a zombie. Ob Nixilis Cruelty is just a catch-all removal with the Exile clause. This can get rid of some of their bigger creatures that they might have. A Carnarium is just an early board wipe. We are somewhat of a control deck. It's a little bit of a non-bow with the Orzhov Enforcer, but if we're casting this, then we're probably getting some utility out of it anyways. Mortify, catch-all removal. Usually you'd want some sort of Murderous Rider split. This is also good against all the Fires of Invention lists. You can destroy the fires. Seraph of the Scales is a free card that you get with the Orzhov new player experience deck. So that's why we're playing this mythic. It's not going to make it past other versions, so the only reason we're including in this one is because it is a free card. And it is quite useful in the sense it's a good body to close the game. With Doom Foretold, it leaves 2 bodies behind afterwards with the Afterlife 2. Basilica Bell-Haunt is another destructive card, so it enters the battlefield, opponent discards a card, we gain 3 life. It's a way we can kind of beat in. This is how some of the Esper control decks of last season used to close out the game. Doom Foretold is our card that we mentioned. So this is where 3 of the rares are going. Kaya's Wrath we're playing 2 of. One is free in the Orzhov deck, so you're only using one rare here. So this here is just to catch up on the board. We're playing more of a kind of... We're mid-range, leaning more towards control, so this is a way we can help control their board and then get the Doom Foretold to pop off. And then one Ob Nixilis, the Hate Twisted. Not the best card in terms of Planeswalkers, but it's an uncommon. I usually like it better with Narset, where you can destroy and they don't get to draw the cards. We played that in the budget Demir list. But this is a way, just catch all removal, and if we could kind of control their board, just them drawing cards can ping them damage. And then finally, mana base wise, you get one Godless Shrine as part of the new player experience. So normally if you have more Temple of Silences or Guided Passage, play those. We're just doing full Godless Shrine, 2 Temple of Silence, 2 Scoured Barrens. That's pretty much the main board. Sideboard wise, like showing it this way, it's a little bit easier to see. We have Spark Harvest. This is another way for budget constraint to deal with Planeswalkers directly. We have some cheaper creatures we can sack off. Devout Decree versus red and black. Noxious Grasp versus green and white. Despark versus like the Golos decks or the bigger ones. A second Cry against like a Controlier deck. We have Davriel. And then, so against Field of the Dead decks, Doom Foretold sucks because they have all their zombies still. So we side those out. We put in 3 Revenge of the Ravens. Basically, whenever a zombie attacks us, they'll lose a life and we gain a life. If you stack multiples of these, you can kind of lock them out of being able to attack into you without them dying in return. It's actually not terrible against like early aggressive decks too. Cavalcade could kind of get around it, but they have to be mindful. But if they don't have a Cavalcade down, it kind of locks them out too. I've been playing one of these in the side of my Jeskai Fires list that I've been running for ranked, and I'm 21-11 with the deck right now. So I'm going to play it in just normal traditional play. The budget decks are usually a little bit of a brew, so we usually could still run into some pretty good decks here, but it's more to get a feel for the deck. I just don't want to get curb stomped right away until we know it's actually feasible. So let's run it through. So like as with all my budget build series, it's a 3-part series. The next one will be a mid-budget that we kind of add some cards to it, and then the fully tuned version. Once everything's done, I do a full detailed write-up on Aether Hub. I've already done one for Golos Field, which is pretty much the best deck in Standard right now, it looks like. So you can take a look at that on Aether Hub, or you can check out if you're on YouTube already. I have all those videos up as well, and the deck lists. The budget version of the Golos Field deck is only 8 rares, 4 Field of the Deads, 4 Golos, and actually was pretty strong for it being a budget deck. Sure. So we'll see how this goes. We got Orzhov Enforcers for days. So like the main things you'll be adding to this deck is like Oath of Kaya's, another Kaya's Wrath, Teferi's, Dance of the Mance, and kind of just play like an Esper control deck. Hey Quantum, how's it going? So as we wait for our opponent, as always, you can catch all my content if you're not tuning in live on my YouTube channel. Everything that we play on Twitch live is always put on within a day or so, sometimes same day. So you can always catch it there. Other than that, if you are purchasing any physical cards, I do have a TCG affiliate link that I'll share in the YouTube video description. If you do purchase cards through TCG Player, you follow that link. Just lets them know that I sent you from the channel, and it's a free way to support the channel. And that's my pandering. If you can, like, subscribe. It's free, it helps out the channel grow, and it is greatly appreciated nonetheless. So here I'm just going to attack in. This looks like green ramp. Thanks Quantum for the Twitch Prime support. So I think from the long term, we just get another Enforcer out. Next turn I can egg an Enforcer. Okay, this looks like Gruul. Usually the Gruul list will play Paradise Druid. This is land destruction. Okay. Someone is also hurt by Field of the Dead decks. So we'll just play out another Enforcer here. This is something we probably got to try out. So something, once I'm done this budget build series, I think what we'll do on the channel is, if people are interested, I can do a post where basically any of the subs on YouTube, any of the followers on Twitch, if you want to submit one of your kind of unique deck lists, like off meta, anything like that, I'll pick one per week and then we'll just play it out on the channel. So I'm doing this. I think we still go white. And then just pass the turn. So what I can do next turn is, if they don't blow up a land, they've blown up 2 of them. But luckily we kept the heavy Enforcer hand. Because red will have at least 1 sweeper. Okay, so they keep blowing up our white source. May have made sense to play the swamp there. Okay, we got another globe. They may eventually run out. So I'm going to protect. They got Demolish and 2 Tectonic. Rubble Reading. Well, they told themselves they were going to play Land Destruction, and they have done nothing but Land Destruction. So here, we're actually short of mana, that's the problem. They've taken... Yeah, they eventually... So Land Destruction's good against slower decks. So like if we were a Golos deck, we probably would never be able to get started. But the fact that we indirectly kept the triple Orzhov Enforcer hand is actually pretty useful in this particular case. So if we draw a land, we could Bell-Haunt. So they'll probably trade one with the Paradise Druid is my guess. They're just going to take it. That's fine with me. Okay, so we got a Bell-Haunt for next turn. If they tap this Paradise Druid, we could kill it with Disfigure. It's been useful to Death Touch too, because I haven't been blocking with the Leafkin. Okay, they go Nissa here.
We will not fail.
Okay, so we know how they win.
Behold, nature's true power.
So I think what we do, sacrifice this for a black mana. And just double Disfigure. And at this point, we're just going at them. Their life total's low enough. And here they're going to have hard, because any of these that they kill, we just get a flyer. Oh, they're Teamer. They just have been stuck on lands.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Okay, so what? Hydrate Crisis? Okay, so it was a Teamer deck. So it's Teamer Land Destruction. I think we still just attack in. And then we just go like this. Doom Foretold would be good here. Obviously, if they draw into another Hydrate Crisis, it's a little annoying. And they have Ravager Worm. So they could fight something here.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
So let's Golden Egg here, because if we get Mortify, then it's good. Nope. So we're going to force their hand. They have to block with these three. Which is a fair trade in my mind. Because this also means they have to hold back the Hydrate Crisis. I'm just going to play out the lands. Mind you, that one we probably could have been okay. Okay, they can fight a flyer. Nisa's gonna be able to ultimate soon. They hit that. That's fine, no blocks. Jeez. Okay, enough with these lines. Can take them off a land this turn, but they probably just block with Paradise. Okay, so we just passed the turn here. You're a little bit too far behind here, so our plays basically block something this turn.
Cannot be denied.
They'll get a ton of lands. We need a Mortify. So we block one of them, Mortify the Hydrate Crisis, attack for 2. We've drawn a normal amount of lines. These are also indestructible now, so Death Touch doesn't matter. Post board as well, we have Noxious Grasp, which is good. Okay. Attack with the Ravager Worm. Okay, cool. So they attack with Ravager. Just do it. So I think this is how we play Tar out here, because we lose the following turn anyways. Sorry about that. It's basically Mortify. Just gain 3 life here. Show me Mortify. Okay, Seraph's not bad. So Seraph, I didn't attack because we need the blockers back if they come at us. So Seraph can block. So it's 7, 10, 13. Okay, yeah, we're dead either way. If they attack with everything, we're dead. If they don't attack with the Hydrate Crisis, we might have a chance. I throw 1 here. Block there, that's 13 damage. They attack with that. Okay, so they see the line, so I do have to block with both. So that gets... So 4 damage comes through here. That's 7, 10, 12. Okay, so that's how we got a block. Give a death touch. Get 2 flyers. So if they don't have another... Got him. Alright. So in this matchup, Noxious Grasp seems very good. Despark. I don't think we want Revenge. Thanks, Ricky Joes. Plaguecrafter could probably come out. They're going to go wide, so it's not as useful. The Carnarium's also not as good here. The question is, do we want Spark Harvest versus Nisa? Probably not. Revenge might be another way, though. Like when they're attacking in, we can get those little... I've been tempted more and more to main deck Noxious Grasp. We also probably don't want to go too high on the curve, to be honest. They're going to be playing a lot of Land Destruction. Ob Nixilis Cruelties, probably Fringe at best. Their Hydroid Crisis will usually get out of control. But it does deal with the big guys. Seraph's fine. Ob Nixilis seems bad. Despark's good. Disfigure. Let's go... Do we want Revelry? Maybe just a Revenge. Oh, Disfigure is bad. Let's go Revenge. And let's keep the Plaguecrafters in. At the very least, it just removes. For like that Dimir Flash list I was playing, I was really tempted to just mainboard it. It seemed like we always wanted it. Because it's not good against Golos. It's not good again. So Simic Flash, it's fine. Because you get rid of the Night Pack Ambusher. So I can Enforcer here, Davriel. I kind of want to just draw a card to hit the land. Because if we hit a land and we could start Davriel, they mulled twice, so there's a way we can take them out here. So we particularly don't want to be missing line drops against the Land Destruction deck. Oi, 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 oi. They like most certainly have some sort of destruction. So I'm going to do this because it also takes him off Nisa this turn. Veil of Summer. Jeez. Okay. Missing a land drop into Veil of Summer feels bad. So if they're bringing in the Veils... Plaguecrafter still isn't target, so it's fine. I think we just run it back again. That was, we gotta be quick. So maybe getting our creatures down early makes sense. Let's keep this. We're also on the play here, and we could go Enforcer into Bell-Haunt. If we win both these games in this match versus Orzhov Enforcer. Sweet. We got Doom Foretold. So they can start getting... like Rebel Reading, and those spells start to come down, all their land destruction. Okay, they go Druid and Druid. So we're gonna go Doom Foretold here. it's gonna be a couple turn, or let's go Bell-Haunt this turn. It's more pressure, forces them to discard. Okay, got rid of a Cavalier. So they might have come down on some of their land destruction. What did they get? Okay. Some scary stuff. So let's go Temple here. Do we want this? Takes cards out of their hand, so probably. Let's see if they want to trade here. I'm probably going to sack the Bell-Haunt. Interesting. To me, this has more upside. Fixes your colored mana and can also adapt. Ah, crap. Well, that's kind of annoying. So they will get the benefit of it. Got a Nisa out of the way, so we'll just hold back. At the end of this, we'll still get a flyer, but they'll be able to cycle Cavaliers. Okay, so we got Noxious Grasp that we can do this turn. This will get him an agent back. I think we just wait, because they're going to put the Agent of Treachery on top of their library, which I don't want them to do. For us having 8 cycling artifacts, this is quite slow. So I think we do this now. Because now they either have to stack differently or... they don't get the second Cavalier to trigger. So they could take the Enforcer here. No blocks. We're still ahead on line. Okay, we got Despark, which is actually pretty solid. So we'll probably just Despark the Agent of Treachery. Would have been a bit better with these Cavaliers. Oh, that's very good. So Seraph here, if we could dodge like an agent, we can offense, defense. They just adapt. Okay, so we got Cruelty here. Let's get this Vigilance. We're just going to try to race them now. Their top decks are better than ours, just being a non-budget and then having big green creatures. We could have killed this before they generated the mana, but chances are... So I'm going to take him off the mana creature. And then just get rid of the incubation. Veil of Summer. Tad annoying, but I think we're still winning this race. Ah, that's annoying. And they hit it off the veil too. If we would have just waited.
The land shall conquer you.
Aye. Like, we still gotta go. Let's give you vigilance. Like, we gotta go face here. And race. We could have dodged that Nisa for a turn.
The land fights for us.
This just gives him a lot of utility. I think we take 9 here. 10. Hope for Kaya's Wrath. Got the Spark. The Spark doesn't do it though, because we block and we're dead. That one was a little unfortunate. So we're drawing a lot of lines. Let's take a look at the deck. It did kind of what it wanted to do. I feel like it's okay, like with what we had. Seraph felt really good in those games. And like we have all these cyclers, it's just unusual, I think, that we drew that many lines. Let me just reset Arena really quick, and then we'll fire it back up. Then I think what we'll do is we'll play a couple best of 1 games. I usually like doing a mix of best of 1 and best of 3, just so we get a feel. Try to see if a deck's better best of 1, best of 3, if it could be viable in both, just as people like to play the different formats. Considering this will be a build series, we want to kind of demo it in its entirety. This hand looks good. Globe on 2, Mortify on 3, Doom Foretold on 4, hopefully. Perhaps even going Bell-Haunt first. I still think we just go Guild Globe here. We got removal if they come down, but I think we try to take. So let's see what they're dealing with in hand. It's maybe Flash deck. Okay, they got Quench, Brazen Borer, Chemister's Insight. So let's take the Quench. Just play this tapped. They'll flash in the Brazen Borer. And we can kill it. So the Doom Foretold is actually pretty good against them because we can deal with their creatures. They have the Quench this turn, so we won't commit to the board just yet. Do I just do it like this? I think we'd be patient for 1 turn. We just played this one. We probably are a negative to it. Oh, so they had the Sailor and the Quench. So I'm going to do this on their end step. The fact they can hold up priority against us and we don't have to fairy makes it a little worse. So I'm gonna force them to react here. Okay. This lets us Bell-Haunt. So they do get like kinda some utility out of Chemister's Insight, but if they bounce to a Brazen Borrower, they don't get the added value. So we'll attack in. So they could bounce Doom Foretold, which kind of sets us back a turn. So let's play Golden Egg. Insight or Golden Egg. You know what? That probably was our chant. Oh, Ob Nixilis Cruelty is actually good. So I can do it on the Sailor to force out a removal spell, and then we could Doom Foretold. Same idea. Just force them to spend their mana. Okay, they ought not to. So this plays a little bit weaker against Wolf. So I'm going to attack in knowing that they can have Nightpack Ambusher. I will play around Quench. Okay. This prevents them from... Okay, you got Brineborn. You gonna bounce Doom Foretold? Yep. So that's out of the way. It's fine because this is a way to answer this. They've also taken quite a bit of damage. So let's just attack in because this will get bigger off the next instant they play. Okay. They probably have a counter spell here. Okay, they got the Sabotage. This matchup's tough because we don't get priority at all. They got 2 Brazen Borrowers as well. So it might have been a little premature on the Cruelty. They can double Brazen on our end step. So we're going to gain the 3 life off the egg. Let's do this now. Yeah, I think we have to go Bell-Haunt here. It gains us 3 life against these flyers. So we're basically trying to dig... Oh, they're mainboarding Ceratops. Since when does Simic Flash mainboard Ceratops? Ceratops is like the one card in my nightmares. I just want to play dirtily mid-range decks. Why is there always a Ceratops? I always get the people... So we got... Game 1 was the person who got tired of losing to Golos Field, so played straight Temur Land Destruction. I think we keep this. So I'm going to try to get a Cavalcade out of their hand or a Chandra. Okay, so this is Rakdos aggro. So unfortunately we have to shock ourselves here. But this can deal with the Dreadhorde Butcher. I would like an untapped land. Okay, so the Judith. So I think our token... Okay, so that comes on the stack. They have to target first, so we do have another blocker. I think we just set up for Doom Foretold. No attacks. Doom Foretold's a little awkward with Mayhem Devil. I think we just take the 2 damage and then go Bell-Haunt. Okay, we have Disfigure. So this kills Judith, but let's go Bell-Haunt this turn. Gains us 3 life back. We can do some blocks. Block there. Block on Judith. That allows Doom Foretold to be a little bit more useful. Yeah, Footlight. Okay, so... let's Disfigure here. They do get the tokens, so it's a little rough in this one. We will get a 2/2 here. Okay, that's not terrible. Why didn't we get the... Oh. Doesn't work, because we didn't have anything out. Oops. Okay, so I think we just gain 3 life here. Or play this turn. Get him to sack 1. They still deal the same. I don't think this beats us, because Doom Foretold sacks 1, so I do need to sack this for the life. Hey Nuada. This deck really needs Othakaya. So the mid-budget version will be much better. Almost forgot to sack that. Oh yeah, now we can't win. Now we can't win. Alrighty, let's run it for one more. Yeah, a portion of this deck's like value is when you start bringing back Othakayas over and over with Dance of the Mance. So us playing this budget version, like we don't get the redundancy and like cycling a card draw. Also Teferi doesn't allow us to like refill our hand. Okay, well, this is the match we want to see in aggro deck. I see white, I see flyers, I am happy. So this can be the white weenie list that's been going around with Loxodon. Yeah, looks like to be the case. So they will set themselves up for a beautiful Kaya's Wrath. I'm playing this out to make it seem like we're creatures so they overcommit. In this matchup it's really not going to do that much. The one of Cryo Carnarium in our deck would have been sweet. Just nothing but 4-drops. That's 4 mana, so they're off. So we'll take at least 5 this turn. The one nice thing is we get a flying blocker off Orzhov Enforcer. And then Bell-Haunt could gain us some life back. Go on, you're not blocked. You raise the alarm. Alright, so this is probably all out aggro. We take a bunch. That's fine. Because now we Kai's Wrath. We get a 1/1. That gives us a blocker against this mobilized district. So that's the only thing that's a little bit scary, but Bell-Haunt itself can block that fairly well. And we can get the last card out of their hand. And then next turn I could set up Doom Foretold. Do have to watch out for this with the mobilized district. Okay, so let's go this one because it could gain us life. And I might wait a couple... Oh, yeah, we're just going second Bell-Haunt here. Because I want to build up my board so we get multiple Doom Foretolds on your opponent. Okay, so this Venerated Knight's not going to do much against us. If they play another creature out, which they're not. So we'll attack first because we're going to go with Bell-Haunt. Would you like a Bell-Haunt 3? Oh, it's just a land, so let's Guild Globe. So this game's gotten better with the fact that we can just draw these, and the next turn we're dropping Doom Foretold, and we'll lock them out. Cool. Got him there. So the deck itself, it's obviously budget. There is opportunities. Ooh, sweet. I would love to take a free card as a mythic. So there is some opportunity. Obviously, if you have Othakayas, throw them in there. I think we'll keep for the mid-budget to be strict black-white still. And then we'll add in the blue for the Dance of the Mance version for the non-budget. I think just having Othakayas, Murderous Riders in the main board will be a lot more useful. Like us playing a Plaguecrafter feels really bad. This Ob Nixilis isn't doing anyone favors. So we'll kind of play around with this for the mid-budget version. But that's pretty much it. Obviously this is a starting point deck. You're not going to win every match you play with it being budget, but it's more to just give you a shell for something you can build towards. I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll be back in about 10 or so minutes. I want to play that Is It Counterburn deck that's been going around, and we'll play that one on ranked. I'm just going to get this video wrapped up and uploaded, and then have a quick snack, and I'll be back. So probably around 5:45 Eastern time, I'll be back for there. I appreciate everyone who tuned in. If I don't catch you later, have a good evening or start a day. And as always, if you enjoy the content, missed any of it, you can follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and catch all my replays up on the YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and have a great day or night, depending where you are.